Namaste, Hare Krishna viewers. Welcome to MK Chastro Vastu channel once again. We all as usual we have done a series for all the things. We today here myself with the Jyotisha Vastu Acharya Manjunath and myself as if we are with a panel of astrology and Ayurveda. We have done so far covered up to the in last episodes we have covered for a COVID-19 also. So as usual, Hiral Parikh ji, welcome to the show.
Namaste Manjunath ji, namaste to all the viewers.
And we are with our special guest, Dr. Rupesh Salunke sir. He is Ayurveda physician by profession. He is very research oriented and he is very professional in his field. And he has done interview for many TV channels also. And recently he has appeared for a COVID-19 discussions in our channel only. So welcome to the show, sir.
Namaste, namaste viewers.
So as usual viewers, today we are up to have a discussion for Ayurveda today. So we have begun up a series for astrology and we have a little bit discussion for the spirituality, and in future we are planned for the discussion over the Vastu things. But presently we are into the touch of a basics of Ayurveda and how Ayurveda implements in a normal lifestyle. What is the benefit for the humankind? So initially we can begin up with the what is the origin of Ayurveda kind of thing. So Hiralji is going with the questionnaire, and as usual, our doctor sir is going to answer all the things one by one. Over to you, Hiralji.
Yes, Manjunath ji. So, Doctor sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, myself and all the viewers would like to know that what is Ayurveda exactly?
Ragadirogan Satatanusaktan Sheshakaya Prasutana Sheshan Autsukya Mohartidadharan Yo Apuryo Vaidyaya Namastu Tasmai. So this is Namaste. This is salute to that unique physician who has destroyed all physical and mental illnesses of all species. See, Hiralji, you asked me what is Ayurveda. Since last 15 years, I am practicing Ayurveda. And it is more difficult for me to pass the comments about Ayurveda because I think that I have not used more than 1% of Ayurveda in my practice. It's a very difficult. One quote is there about Ayurveda. Anadi avyayam divyam vyapakam vishwabhaishajyam trikala badhitam nityam Ayurveda upasmahe. So Ayurveda is Anadi, without beginning, without origin. Avyayam, the science which cannot be categorized, that is Ayurveda. Divyam, it's a very divine science, it's a spiritual science, it's a superhuman science, we can say. Vyapakam means scientifically elaborated. Vishwabhaishajyam, the science, the medical science, I should say, which deals the medicines of all species. Trikala Badhitam, which is useful for the past, which is used in the present, and which will be applicable for the future of human being. That is called as a Trikala Badhitam. Nityam Ayurveda Upasmahe, which is applicable for whole universe. So this is Ayurveda, that is a science of a life, and especially which is applicable for all species of universe. One more quote I would like to tell about Ayurveda, that is Hitahitam Sukham Dukkham Ayus Tasya Hitahitam Manam Chattatta Yatroktaha Ayurveda Sauchate. So we know that in our life we observe certain things which are useful for the human body, which are good for the human body, and which are some things are very bad, very harmful for us.
Hmm.
Along with that, Ayurveda tells us what is sukha karaka, means what is pleasant for us and what is unpleasant for us, what is miserable for us. See, when we observe our daily routine, then certain factors are there which appears to be useful, but we do not know whether it is scientifically pleasant for us or not. And some factors are pleasant for us, but we do not know whether it is good for the human being or not. For example, everybody likes gulab jam.
Yes.
So it's a very pleasant thing. But if somebody keep on taking it daily, then he will have a diabetes.
Right, sir.
The next example, spicy items, which are more pleasant for the tongue especially. But if somebody try to take it regularly, then the acidic or the acidic diseases will observe in his body.
Right.
So I mean to say Ayurveda tells us about what is useful for us, what is bad for us, which is pleasant for us, whether it is useful or harm, we should know, we should analyze it, we should study about all the elements about around us, and then we should judge. So the things which is told elaborately in Ayurveda, the science of life, I should say.
Right.
So this is about Ayurveda.
So very well explained, the science of life. Just like in our language, in our astrology language, we say it is the study of our whole solar system. Astrology is related to that. So Ayurveda is related to the human science. It is the life science, everything. So it is all connected, sir, I believe. Sir, but then what is the need for Ayurveda? I would like to know what is the need
See,
for
about
Ayurveda.
that, I would like to tell you one quote regarding need of Ayurveda.
Okay.
That is Lokayo Ubayo Hitam. So this is the Loka,
Yes.
Prithvi Loka, and the other one is the Swarga Loka. So the science which is useful for both lokas, beneficial to the mankind in this life as well as the life after this life. Because Ayurveda gives the guidelines for not only the healthy people, even for the diseased people. Because it is a spiritual science, it is a physical science, it is a psychological science, we can say. Because we know that number of pathological elements are around us, the disease factors around us. So, how to tackle these factors in an auspicious way, in a religious way, that is well explained in Ayurveda. If we understand, if we follow the principles of it, then definitely we can have a very healthy life. The proper medications, the proper diet, and proper therapies for a diseased one are well elaborated in this science of life. Other quote is there like Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Arogyam Moolam Uttamam. The basic objective of a person is dharma, that is virtuous act, artha, that is acquirement of a wealth, kama, that is gratification of a desire, and moksha, that is enlightenment, or we can say freedom, or moving out of the death and birth cycle, that is moksha,
Moksha.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So basically, the objectives of our life should be dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. And the root factor for these four elements, that is healthy body, that is health. So the need of Ayurveda to understand the objectives of life and to enjoy the objectives of life, that is the need of Ayurveda. If we have healthy body, automatically we can enjoy the life, and with that enjoyment, with that inner joy, we can enjoy the life after this life.
Right, sir. Very well explained. I can see that Ayurveda and astrology are moving in a parallel fashion, sir. Just as you told that our body should be healthy. In astrology, we believe that if the ascendant, the lagna itself, the body itself is is in a good condition, the planet ruling that house, first house, is in good condition, then the person, the native, can do his duties. That is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That same principle, sir, it is applied in astrology also. So very well explained,
Exactly.
and it really people will understand that both are very much parallel to each other. And if a healthy body is maintained, if a person maintains his body, then he can do all his work, daily routine, in a good pace. Very nicely explained, sir. So
Right.
that is the need of Ayurveda, and a diseased person can also benefit from Ayurveda. That is a very, it's a very unique thing, sir, which I have heard for the first time. Thank you, sir. So then tell us that what is the origin of Ayurveda? How did it come into existence?
See, in Vedas, the trinity of Hinduism, that is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh.
Yes,
Brahma is considered as the creator of the universe. He
yes,
created human being along with the other species like birds, animals, and insects, right? So after creation of this universe, he just remembered the science of life, because about Ayurveda, about the origin of Ayurveda, one more quote is given, that is Brahma Smritva. So it was there in his mind, only just he remembered the science of life. And then he developed, then he elaborated in a scientific manner. So the Putra of Brahma is considered the Prajapati. So
yes,
after the creation of this universe, the whole science of life was delivered, was taught to his son, that is Prajapati.
yes.
Then Prajapati, the son of Brahma, got the complete knowledge of Ayurveda, and he delivered this knowledge to Ashwini Kumara. Ashwini Kumara, these are the Vaidyas of God.
Right.
Ashwini Bro. So they were the
Yes,
both brothers Ashwino. So Ashwini Kumar, they understood complete science of life, and then they gave this knowledge to the Indra, that is the god of immortality. God of immortality. So this science from Brahma up to Indra was limited to the heaven.
okay.
That is called the Paraloka.
Paraloka.
Then, with the desire of longevity, Rishi Bharadwaj approached to Indra, that is the god of immortality. And from Indra, he learned all the principles of Ayurveda, and then he delivered to other rishis like Bhrugu, Punarvasu, Atreyadi Maharshi. And then from these Maharshis, through a scientific manner, through a scientific tradition, it comes in front of us in the form of Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, Ashtanga Hridaya or Vagbhat Samhita. So different Samhitas are there, which is now the form of Ayurveda. In a scientific manner, it runs from Brahma up to Charaka.
Oh, very nicely explained, sir, how it is being, what is the need of Ayurveda to the origin of Ayurveda. You have explained it very well. And along with the Ashwini Kumars, in astrology also, the importance of Ashwini Kumars is, I can say, is of utmost importance. It holds because it becomes the first nakshatra in astrology
Okay.
as per the Vimshotri Dasha system. Ashwini Nakshatra is the first nakshatra, and we believe that a doctor has that nakshatra. Most of the doctors have that nakshatra in their charts, and
Yes,
a
yes.
good doctor can be there only if he has this nakshatra. Yes, Manjuraji, do you agree with me?
Yeah, sure. This is the thing. Like Ashwin Kumar says the basic things. They are the twin brothers. They are called the medicine mans. And
Yes,
there is a saying like
Right.
in Puranas, they had taken breath from they had taken birth from the nostrils of the
yes,
this thing. So that they are all like work with the medicines and they work with the gardens. These Ashwini Nakshatra is entirely related to the medicinal nakshatra.
yes,
For example, there might be the situation in India, whichever the pandemic COVID-19 discussion is there. The Surya is Karaka of vitality, and presently the Surya is in transit with the Ashwini Nakshatra itself. So there
yes,
is some medicine research is on, some plasma therapy is going, discussions is on. So this is what the linkage of Ashwini Nakshatra. Whoever planets associated with Ashwini Nakshatra has that essence of a medicine, has that research of medicine. This is all the things which Ashwini Nakshatra, as Doctor rightly said, there is a mentioned in the Purana, and it is reflecting through astrology and Ayurveda.
Ayurveda, both are reflecting it, and
Syncing up the things. It's all of a triangle. Like what is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh? It is a concept. Likewise, it is our entire universe is Trinity, and the entire concepts is Trinity. That's what the discussions are today.
very rightly said.
So likewise, we can continue some more with the topics of ongoing topics, basics of Ayurveda in part 2. So I thank you people, Hiralji and Dr. Sir, for joining the discussions today. So we will cover up further
Okay.
topics in
Thank you.
next episodes for our viewers. Any more words from you, sir?
No.
Okay, fine. I thank viewers. So stay tuned into our channel. Do subscribe, like our channel, and click on the bell icon to receive all updates from our channel. Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Namaste.
Mm.